The internet, and then TikTok's even fucking worse about it.
Oh god, TikTok.
I'm so reluctant to engage with it, and not because I think I'm better than TikTok people, actually. It's because I think I'm actually the same level of, I don't know, good as the rest of you, that it would suck me in immediately, like it sucks in everybody who uses it.
I can never go back. This is all I know now.
Kinda. Well, not just that, but like, TikTok is like designed to be like, you scroll and it shows you something, and if you don't like it, you scroll again. So you can like, it's like Twitter. I had like a huge Twitter problem because it's so easy to lose yourself for hours and hours over like things that are designed to get the biggest emotional reaction out of you possible.
It's just like you're chasing that dopamine of like, yes, I need to find this little piece of content that's gonna like, you know, flip that switch in my head that says, yes, you got it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, that's the thing with like short form, like very, very short form content like that, where it's just a matter of seconds or something of a video, and it's just like, it kind of just like diminishes your attention span too, I think, you know?
Yeah, it diminishes your attention span. There's just a lot of things I hate about it.
And it's just like, if this thing doesn't, you know, catch my interest in the next few seconds, then I need to quickly move on to the next thing that will, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. I hate games where they put flying enemies in, but you can't, like, aim all the way up. So annoying.
That always pisses me off. There's another thing that pisses me off in, like, I guess it's mostly older games, but, when enemies are just so low to the ground that you can't, like, attack them for some reason.
Oh, yeah, that is... It happens less often, but it still happens.
Yeah, because, like, it's not as prominent in 3D games.
I think it's also, like, just something... It's easier to, like, be like, oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a mech game. It has to have tanks and helicopters and stuff, so you have something to bully.
Fork over your lunch money.
Yeah, watch me. Watch me come make this guy give me my lunch. Give me your lunch money, nerd.
Oh no, a cutscene interrupted us.
God damn it. Cutscene interrupted my bullying.
Oh no, an escort mission?
Even though he's in a better mech than I am.
What? I hate escort missions. What the fuck?
This one is at least a lot less painful because he is both smart enough to be running away from enemies at all times, and then also he's in a much stronger mech than is needed for this mission.
They're just never fun, and they still do them. Like why
all the time?
Why? Nobody likes them.
What's the one that did it really? BioShock Infinite I actually really liked, because I guess that's not really an escort mission, because she just kind of takes care of herself.
Yeah, they make a point of saying that, don't they? It's like, she can take care of herself, but just worry about yourself, you know?
Don't worry too much about keeping her alive, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Which is cool. There's another one that I actually liked it in, but I don't remember. I feel like there are ways to do it fine, but a lot of the times they're just kind of like inserted into games, and they're always... I don't know. They're always a lot harder than they need to be.
Yeah. Like... I can list off other, like, bad examples of ones, like in Halo 1, like, a game I happen to love, is just, like, that mission with Captain Keyes, where you have to, like, get him off the Covenant, cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that. Just, like...
Yeah, you gotta, like, run ahead of him and...
Thankfully, that's, like, the only mission that does that. There's only one. It's not, like, something...
There's one where you have to follow the monitor, but it can't die.
Yeah, so... it's not a problem.
Yeah. Alright, and he's fine now.
They did that in the new Suicide Squad game, I think, too, where it's just like, why?
I haven't heard of anything about it other than that they kill the Batman from the Arkham game.
Which I will never fucking forgive them for. Like, there was no fucking reason for that. And you know what?
It's so funny to me.
You know what? Like, if they wanted to kill him off, they could have done it, like, in a good way. Like, they could have had him, like, you know... die saving the city one last time as Batman in he went out in like a heroic fashion or something. But no, he turned evil, killed a bunch of people, he like went against his moral code, and then he killed Robin too.
Batman killed cops.
And then he's tied up and then shot in the head by Harley Quinn, and that's it. It's just the most unceremonious death. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Yeah. Like, this is the Batman, and again, if this was like, you know, just some whatever, like, one and done like story where it's just like, oh whatever, this is the Justice League and this is just some random version of Batman, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I'm not that big of a fanboy of Batman. I was like, no, don't kill Batman off in this one episode thing.
Yeah,
but like
they just do it poorly.
They do it poorly, and it's this character that we've like been with for games, like, you know,
they should
like
have fucking Game of Thrones it. They should have had him die really tragically, but like, no, they should have fucking, oh god. Okay, so this is something that might piss off some of the gamers in the audience, but Last of Us Part 2 is really fucking good, and a lot of you are just not mature enough to...
Oh yeah, I know about that already, yeah. I know about, people were butthurt about that one, but at least that had some sort of narrative significance to it, right? Like, yeah, it furthered her story and her character, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, that's how you do it well, is that, like, you not only did it further the story of the character who's already attached to the guy who died, but they like build up the character who kills him, as like a new protagonist and make you like sympathize with them and see why they do their things. Yeah, and that would have been the perfect thing to do.
Like if you're a good writer, you can make it work, you know. So like in this scenario, it'd be like if Batman was tragically killed. And then Robin, like, goes on a revenge quest or something like that, you know? That would be something, you know?
Yeah. That, like... Or, like, just, like, make his... I don't know, because the way you describe it, very, like, God, what the fuck? Stop it.
But, like, Harley, like, she was, like, a Batman villain, sure, but it's not, like, a super personal thing that happens there. It's just...
They don't build it up enough.
No.
It's not tragic.
And it doesn't do anything to, like, further her character, really. It's not, like... It would further her character if she, like, shot and killed the Joker or something, because that would be, like, her ending her abusive relationship or something, you know? But it's like, why did she kill Batman?
Yeah, it is. It's the way it sounds like pure shock value.
Yeah, it sucks. Fuck that. Anyway, ran over. I hate that they did that.
And ran.
Like, I was always, like, the Arkham series was already done at that point. Like, Arkham Knight was the last... Although, I think they recently announced, like, there's going to be a VR-only Batman Arkham game. I don't know how that's going to happen. It's either a prequel or what, but...
Interesting.
But, like, the series was done, so I wasn't expecting them to... And it ended in a good way. Like, they didn't need to continue that character's story at all. Like,
I'm fully about to die.
It already had a satisfying conclusion, and they fucked it up.
I think they killed all the enemies, though.
Oh, good. And, like, the whole, like, story of Arkham Knight is about Batman, like, grappling with his, like, no-killing rule and all that. Like, he can feel, like, the Joker's influence on him and all that. And, like, he wins in the end. Like, he overcomes it. And then the Suicide Squad goes like, nah, fuck that. He kills a bunch of people. So it's like, thanks. So Arkham Knight was a waste of time. It's good to know.
They don't have, like, a good corruption arc for him.
No, not at all. It's just, oh, he's evil now. He's controlled by Brainiac.
Alright, let's take care of this.
We gotta play one of the Arkham games on this show.
Oh yeah, that was one of the things. Because I've played part of Arkham Asylum.
It's really good. Arkham City's even better.
And I borrowed it from you. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I guess it's just, not to shut on anyone's parade, just Batman doesn't, I think he's fine, and I like I like good Batman content, but the Batman fantasy doesn't appeal to me.
Oh no.
The Iron Man fantasy also I feel like the Batman fantasy appealed to me a little bit more at one point when the Iron Man fantasy also appealed to me, but the Iron Man fantasy also does not appeal to me anymore. So, Batman fantasy is like double that.
Fair enough.
Though, again, you know, nothing against his character. It's all good.
Oh yeah, no, like you said, there is good content out there. Like the movies are good,
and I like the choices that they make about him. It's like the fucking episode 5 thing. Is that like I can acknowledge why episode 5 is good, even if it's not my favorite.
Right. Yeah.
It might even like acknowledge why it might be better than my favorite. Though I don't know what my favorite superhero would be at this point.
Yeah, it's like the difference between being objective and subjective, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if and that's the thing is I don't know if, I think it is still kind of my subjective opinion that Star Wars Episode 5 is the best, but Episode 3 is my favorite.
That's my opinion at this point. I think Empire is my personal favorite and also the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah. But like... God, what would I say my favorite superhero is?
Well, mine's, of course, is still Batman. I don't know.
He's cool. I see the appeal. I definitely see it.
It feels like such a normie thing to say, you know, just like, oh, Batman, but, like, I like him.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is pretty cool.
I remember when Batman felt like the cool thing to say, and, like, Superman was the normie thing to say. But I think it always changes around whenever you have,
Well, talking about, like, oversaturation, I like we were saying with Star Wars, at least that's how I feel about it. I think there's too much content. I feel like there's a lot of Batman content out there, too, which I think might lead people to being sick of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of Batman content. There's also, like, I think the reason it's also a normie opinion is there's a lot of good Batman content.
Yeah.
Not all of it is good.
It's popular, and it's popular for a reason, but,
Even if I have some serious problems with the Christopher Nolan Batman.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, they're I don't know, they're cool, but like there's such a reactionary undertone to them that I just can't get behind. There's a reactionary undertone to like a lot of superhero stuff these days because they're all like financed by the United States military and
oh yeah, like the Iron Man thing was just like a bunch of like, you know, U.S. Army stuff. Like
it was definitely one of those post 9/11 propaganda, or like Iraq War stuff. Like, you know, a lot of trying to manufacture consent against terrorists in the region, and we're the best answer to them. Because, like, you know, like he has his arc about like weapon systems are bad, and then he just flies right back in there and just kills a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, they frame it as a good thing. He's, like, saving civilians from the terrorists, but, like, it's manufacturing consent because American, like, our interventions kill civilians.
Right.
Just as often.
Yeah, well, they eased up on that as the movies went along. Like, Iron Man 2 had a little bit of that, but then by the time they got to the third one, there was less of that.
It was definitely focused on other things.
Yeah, and then, like, as the MCU started to unfold, like, you know, it was less about the army and more about the cool superhero shit.
And I really like that's why Iron Man was my favorite for a while, because I really like the idea of him, like, being the like really really cold-blooded sociopathic Lockheed Martin CEO. Because like, and if you look at the Stark Industries logo, it's just the Lockheed Martin logo.
Is it? That's funny.
Straight up is, yeah.
I'm sure that was done for a reason.
Yeah, that was very intentional commentary.
Yeah.
And that's part of why people thought, oh, this is gonna like have a progressive message to it. But it never really does. It just kind of teases having one. You know, it always, like, to a certain point with Iron Man before he died, it felt like they were always kind of going back and forth on him. Like, it feels like he just keeps on relearning the same lesson and then forgetting it by the next movie.
Well, I think Iron Man's story can kind of be like compared to like almost kind of like an addiction sort of thing. Like, he wants to stop with the suit thing, but he can't stop, you know? It's like you say you're gonna, like, you know, get off alcohol or whatever, but then you have like a relapse or something. So that's kind of how I viewed it.
Yeah, and I always like sticking with it for a while because I did see it a similar way of, like, you know, these relapses and but at a certain point it stopped feeling like, because like when you tell a good story like that, like with BoJack Horseman,
yeah,
there's still progress in between, like there's real impact after every run-in that he has, and when he goes back, it's really tragic.
Oh yeah.
But in this case, when they go back, it just kind of feels like they forgot.
Oh yeah, oops, we got to make more money because
yeah, they forgot that they already did the thing last time.
Oh yeah, Iron Man 3 ended a hit with him blowing up all his suits. Oh, but we need him for Age of Ultron, so he's still doing it.
Yeah, he like makes an AI robot to handle everything. And then anyway, very incoherent ramble. But
yeah, no, it's fine. Because we don't have much to say about this game at this point, so it's just...
I am objectively correct.